If you look at our last numbers, you would even say that if they want to build any opposition, going by the last numbers, they have to build it around Peter, because at least he was able to come with the votes of the Southeast, that of the South-South, that of the Federal Capital Territory, and a little bit of that of Lagos. You will say that, okay, if a small child is trying to lift a heavy object, why don't the elders just help him to carry it up if they are sincere? Now, if you say that your thinkings is that you think that there's an imaginary large number in the north, I've asked myself often, how many of the incumbents in the north, the governors, the ones that are going to be needing a second term, and the ones that want to do succession, has agreed that they are going to betray their party? Okay, one or two men are upset. If they are upset, does their anger and upset and disappointment translate into the totality of the election space? Are you going to be able to win an election after 2023 only on your tribal hunch? It's not going to work. You don't have a homogeneous North. Have you asked the North Central what their position is relative to the next election? So I'm saying clearly that it's very lazy and extremely annoying that a political party like PDP is not working very hard in the field to try to make itself electable. And to do that, they need to stop the quarrel. One, for you.
The person that is speaking is Segun Sowomi, a former PDP publicity secretary and a former Atiku Abubakar spokesperson. So he is not just an ordinary PDP member. This is a core PDP member, an insider. And recently, he has been moving around trying to talk about this coalition, this merger of PDP and other political parties in order to displace Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027. But what gladdens my heart is that the merger ahead of the 2027 general election is not even looking at Atiku Abubakar as the presidential flag bearer. Every conversation so far is being centered around Mr. Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election. Everybody is now talking about Peter Obi being the presidential flag bearer. And this is not just about compensation. This is not just about me because Mr. Peter Obi is an Igbo man, is the turn of the Igbos or the turn of the Southeast. No, it is about the competency of Mr. Peter Obi and the national appeal of Mr. Peter Obi. The best thing that has happened to Mr. Peter Obi's political career was him leaving PDP to go and contest under Labour Party. You know, before now, the people of the Southeast, they are being seen as politically irrelevant whenever it comes to discussing national politics in Nigeria. The people in the Southeast are not regarded at all. They are even called the dot in the nation. I could remember Kwankwaso coming out on the national television to arrogantly dismiss Peter Obi's chance ahead of the 2023 general election. Kwankwaso said that Mr. Peter Obi is an Igbo man. No Northerner will vote for him. Not only Kwankwaso, even Atiku Abubakar said that Mr. Peter Obi do not have the structure. They say Peter Obi will not get 1 million votes, but to the surprise of everyone, Peter Obi almost won that election. If not because of the corruption in INEC and the judiciary, Peter Obi would have been announced as the winner of that election. Another thing that Mr. Peter Obi did that has surprised so many persons is that he has refused to go away. What most Nigerian politicians do is that once the election is done and dusted, they will disappear from the political scene. You will only see them when they are attending the wedding of their political friends. Someone like Atiku Abubakar will travel to Dubai. They will only come back when it is 1 year to an election. But Mr. Peter Obi has changed the narrative. After the election, Peter Obi refused to disappear from the political scene. Peter Obi has been everywhere, engaging with ordinary Nigerians, lending his hand, carrying out philanthropic projects to help alleviate the pain and sufferings of Nigerians. He has been strengthening institutions like schools and medical centers. Not only that, he has been exposing the ills of the government and holding the government accountable. Peter Obi has become a formidable critic to the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that has put the government of Bola Ahmed Tinubu in total shambles. He has even forced other politicians like Atiku Abubakar to be lending their voices to criticize the government. That is the reason why you are seeing the opposition parties are gathering now in time to form a merger, because they know that Peter Obi is a force they want to jump on the popularity of Mr. Peter Obi. One other thing you must understand is that Peter Obi is gathering new voters ahead of the 2027 general election. All these places he's visiting, like the schools, the health centers, the IDPs, the victims of the bomb blast, wherever Nigerians are having issues, going to occasions, being guest speakers in seminars, he is making his presence known to new set of people that may not know him or did not vote for him in the 2023 general election. He is simply telling them that your government has abandoned you, but I, Mr. Peter Obi, will not abandon you if I get there. Peter Obi is creating new set of voters ahead of the 2027 general election. So don't be surprised that when you see a whole state giving Peter Obi 90% of votes, it is because Peter Obi has been in their faces. Peter Obi has been the one encouraging them. Nigerians are going through the most difficult period in their history. And the only politician that is giving Nigerians hope so far is Mr. Peter Obi. Tell me why Peter Obi should not become the president. Tell me why Peter Obi should not be the presidential candidate of any coalition party that will be formed. Tell me why. Peter Obi is the best ideal candidate. This time around, it's not going to be compensatory. Therefore, I am joining my voice with Segun Sowunmi to say that Peter Obi is the ideal candidate to lead the coalition party with this reason. During the 2023 presidential election campaign, Mr. Peter Obi embodies a lot of characteristics that endeared him to many Nigerians. Mr. Peter Obi is the people's choice. He is the hope of an average Nigerian. One of the striking aspects of Peter Obi's political journey is his ability to transcend ethnic and religious divides. Despite being an Igbo man from the southeastern region of Nigeria, Peter Obi's appeal during the 2023 general election cut across geographical and cultural boundaries. Mr. Peter Obi's message of unity and inclusivity resonated with Nigerians from all walks of life, particularly the youth, who saw in him a leader capable of uniting a deeply divided nation. Nigeria is a country where ethnicity and religion often dominate political discourse. It is evident that Nigerians need a leader who can bridge the gaps between its diverse ethnic and religious groups. Peter Obi's candidacy will not only reassure marginalized regions, but will also demonstrate that Nigerians' leadership can be inclusive and representative. Peter Obi has a track record of prudent leadership. Peter Obi's tenure as a governor of Anambra State from 2006 to 2014 remains a benchmark for effective and accountable governance in Nigeria. No politician in the history of this country has been able to set the legacy, the track record that Mr. Peter Obi did while as a governor in Anambra State. Under his leadership, Anambra State witnessed significant improvement in education, healthcare, infrastructure, and economic development. Obi's prudent management of state resources earned him a reputation as a leader who prioritized the welfare of the people over personal or political gains. His administration was marked by transparency, fiscal discipline, and a commitment to delivering tangible results. Peter Obi did all of this in a country like Nigeria, where corruption and mismanagement of public funds have stifled development. Obi's track record stands as a testament to what is possible when leaders prioritize the common good. His ability to transform Anambra State into one of the most economically viable states in Nigeria is a clear indication that he possesses the skills and vision needed to lead Nigeria. 2027 should not be a period of trial and error. It should not be a period of compensation. It should be a period where the best person should be pushed forward to become the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Obi should become the flag bearer of any coalition. As a flag bearer of that coalition, Obi will bring his wealth of experience and proven leadership style to the national stage. Peter Obi will offer Nigerians a credible alternative to what we are experiencing with the status quo. Peter Obi has a vision to revive Nigeria's economy. Nigeria's economy has been plagued by persistent challenges, which include high unemployment, inflation rate, high national debt, and a heavy reliance on oil revenue. Peter Obi's 2023 campaign was anchored on a clear and actionable plan to revitalize the economy. He emphasized the need to diversify the economy, moving Nigeria from consumption to production, invest in critical sectors such as agriculture and manufacturing, and create an enabling environment for small and medium-sized enterprise to thrive. Peter Obi's vision for economic revival is not only pragmatic, but also aligned with the aspiration of millions of Nigerians who are eager to see the country realize its full potential. As a flag bearer of the coalition, Obi will bring his vision to the forefront of national discourse. Peter Obi's understanding of Nigeria's economic challenges and his commitment to implementing sustainable solutions make him the ideal candidate to steer the country towards economic prosperity. His emphasis on job creation and poverty alleviation will address some of the most pressing issues facing ordinary Nigerians, particularly the youth, who constitute a significant portion of Nigerian population. One characteristic that Peter Obi have that is lacking in most of our politicians is integrity and moral authority. Nigerian political landscape is often characterized by corruption and self-serving interest. People go into politics because of what they will benefit from the system, not what they will contribute to make the system better. Peter Obi stands out as a leader of integrity and moral authority. His decision to leave the PDP and join the Labour Party was driven by a desire to offer Nigerians a genuine alternative to the traditional political elite. Throughout his campaign, Obi consistently demonstrated a commitment to ethical leadership, transparency and accountability. His refusal to engage in divisive politics or make empty promises further endear him to most Nigerians who are tired of the same old rhetorics. One of the most remarkable aspects of Mr. Peter Obi's 2023 campaign was the overwhelming support he received from Nigerian youth. These youth formed a movement known as the Obedience Movement, which led to the grassroots mobilization. This demonstrated the power of a leader who connects with the aspiration and concerns of the young people. Peter Obi's message of hope, coupled with his emphasis on education, innovation and youth empowerment, struck a chord with a generation that is eager to take charge of its future. As the flag bearer of a coalition, Obi will continue to champion the cause of Nigerian youth. His commitment to investing in education and creating opportunities for young people aligns with the urgent need to harness the potential of Nigeria's demographic dividend. By prioritizing policies that empower the youth, Peter Obi will not only address the challenges of today, but also lay the foundation for a prosperous and sustainable future. Peter Obi's refusal to form coalitions solely for the purpose of capturing power underscores his commitment to principled politics. Most Nigerian politicians are not principled. They don't have ideology. This is why Mr. Peter Obi is very different from them. Peter Obi has declared that his goal is not to gain power at all costs, but to make Nigeria better. This rejection of politics as usual is a refreshing departure from the transactional and often cynical nature of Nigerian politics. Peter Obi becoming the presidential flag bearer ahead of the 2027 general election with any coalition is going to be a breath of fresh air. Obi will bring the same principled approach to the national stage. His focus on governance rather than power seeking will set a new standard for a political leadership in Nigeria. By prioritizing the needs of the people over partisan interests, Peter Obi will demonstrate that it is possible to achieve meaningful change through integrity, dedication, and a genuine commitment to the common good of the people. It is going to be a win-win situation for all Nigerians. Therefore, Atiku Abubakar and other northern politicians should sheath their sword. They should take the back seat and allow Mr. Peter Obi, a more competent southern politician, to go for the 2027 general election and challenge Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They all should support Mr. Peter Obi. If they don't want Mr. Peter Obi to become the presidential flag bearer, then they should go and contest or form their own coalition. Mr. Peter Obi is not forming any coalition with anybody that will not produce him as the presidential flag bearer. Like he have said, he is not desperate to be president. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.